84-course Vraj Yatra. Since time immemorial, the Vedas and Puranas have sung the glories of Vraj, which is the transcendental home of Sri Radha-Krushna and their friends and acquaintances. It is situated in the topmost part of the spiritual sky. We will now visit the Vraj Mandal, measuring 84-course or 268 kilometers, and perform the lili parikrama mentally through this audiovisual experience. By performing this parikrama, one achieves wealth, prestige and happiness, and by rendering devotional service in Vraj Mandal, one gets 100,000 times greater benefit than if performed elsewhere. First, the Vishram Ghat in Mathura. Before proceeding on the parikrama, the pilgrims perform a puja in the Yamunaji and take a vow, a blessing from Sri Yamunaji, so that their parikrama is accomplished without any difficulty. Then a visit is paid to Mahaprabhuji's Bethak at Vishram Ghat for darshan. Sri Vallabhacharya performed several miracles here in order to safeguard his devotees. On way to Madhuban is situated the Dwarkadhish temple, which is the most important temple in Mathura. This temple was founded in 1870. The outer as well as the inner courtyard of the temple has beautiful paintings of different leelas. Pushti Seva is performed at the Dwarkadhish temple. This temple is under the control of Sri Vrajesh Kumar Maharaj Sri of Kankroli, who is the owner of the third Swaroop. This Bethak in Madhuvan, which is about 7 kilometers from Mathura, is the 6th Bethak of Sri Vallabhacharya. Dhruvaji had meditated here and obtained darshan of the Lord. Sri Krishna would bring his cows daily to Krishna Kund for drinking water, and in the autumn he would dance with gopis on its banks. King Shantanu is said to have meditated here, after which a son was born to him, who was later renowned as Bhishma Pitama. Hence the Kund is called as Shantanu Kund. Childless women are known to have conceived after bathing in this Kund. Thakurji had Sattuva here when he was 7 years old. On top of the hill, there is a temple dedicated to Shantanu Bihari Ji, Baldev Ji and Girdhari Ji. At Bahulavan, 11 kilometers from Shantanu Kund, stands Sri Mahaprabhuji's Bethak, where he gave a lecture on Bhagavat for 3 days and explained the importance of Gauseva. Nearby, there is also a temple of Bahula cow. The story goes that once upon a time, a lion pounced upon Bahula cow and threatened to eat her up. She requested the lion to wait until she had fed her little calf. The lion agreed, and sure enough, Bahula returned after having fed her calf. Just then, the lion got transformed into Lord Krishna and blessed Bahula the cow for her truthfulness. Later, a temple was built for Bahula and people started offering grass and grain to this idol. There was a Hakim who banned everybody from paying homage and offered food to this cow. Sri Mahaprabhuji asked him the reason, and the Hakim replied that there was no sense in paying homage to a cow made out of marble, for she could not eat whatever was offered to her. Sri Mahaprabhuji then placed some grass and grain at the back of the cow's tail. She promptly turned around and ate everything. The Hakim was taken aback. He apologized to Sri Mahaprabhuji for unjustly putting a ban on the cow seva. It is said that if one offers Gaudan, a cow in charity at Bahulavan, he gets the punya equal to donating 100 cows. Here we see a Gaudan ceremony in progress. The Hindu culture lays great importance on Gaudan because this pious act bestows health, wealth, victory and prosperity and ultimately secures the giver a place in the heaven. On way to Radha-Kund, the skyline shows some imposing palatial buildings. Here, Kusum Sarovar with its tranquil waters presents one of the most fascinating sights in the whole of Vraj. This breathtakingly beautiful monument, an architectural wonder in sandstone, is dedicated to the transcendental love of Sri Radhaji and Krishna that was once witnessed on the banks of this lake. The enchanting Kusum Sarovar has been here since time immemorial. It is also known as Sumana Sarovar. Kusum means flowers and Sarovar means lake. In the bygone days, a beautiful forest known as Pushpavan, the forest of flowers, surrounded this lake. In this very forest, Sri Radha and her friends used to pick flowers and perform ras. Formerly, Govardhan Hill was clearly visible behind Kusum Sarovar, which used to stretch all the way to Radha-Kund. But then, over the ages, it sank into the ground and now can no longer be seen. On the left of the pavilion at Kusum Sarovar is the temple dedicated to Uddhav, a friend and cousin of Krishna, very dear to his heart. The deity was installed here 5,000 years ago by the great-grandson of Lord Krishna, Vajranbha. He was known to have consoled the love-lorn gopis. Uddhav Kund is only a few hundred meters from Kusum Sarovar. This picturesque Kund was dedicated to Uddhav when he came to Vrindavan as Krishna's messenger. On the left side of the building is a small temple of Radha-Krishna. Radha-Kund and Shyam-Kund are two ponds near Kusum Sarovar. Radha-Kund is the personal bathing place of Sri Radharani. It is revered as the holiest of all holy places in the universe. It can be concluded that to have darshan of Radha Kund is exactly the same as having darshan of Sri Radharani herself. Krishna declared that anyone who bathes in Radha Kund will be bestowed with love for him on the same level as Radharani's love. Sri Radharani on her part also declared that anyone who bathes in Shyamakund will develop love for her on the same level as Krishna's love. There is a Baitak nearby where Mahaprabhuji read the Bhagavat for 1 month, and then one fine morning Thakurji and Swaminiji appeared before him in a playful stance. The twin ponds are surrounded by temples, meditation huts and samadhis of saints of more recent times. Amongst the temples, there is one that is dedicated to the tongue of Sri Govardhan. It came into existence because while a well was being dug, a labourer struck a stone which showed signs of bleeding, and this bleeding piece of stone was the tongue of Sri Girirajji. This well is known as Gop Kuva. Narad Kund is situated on the opposite side of Kusum Sarovar. Desirous of having darshan of Radha-Krishna, Narad Muni approached Lord Shiva, who gave him a mantra. While practicing the mantra, he saw Vrinda Devi passing by and requested her to help attain the darshan of Radha-Krishna. Vrinda Devi took him to Kusum Sarovar and told him to take a dip in the waters. As soon as he took a dip, he attained the form of a gopi and thus was able to have the darshan of Radha-Krishna. After that, Vrinda Devi told him to take a dip once more, and thus he re-attained the form of Narad. Narad later wrote Narad Bhakti Sutra, where there is a mention of the Kund. In the Harideva temple, there is a murti of Lord Harideva, which was installed by Vajranbha. Sri Harideva is an incarnation of Narayan. Chandra Sarovar is a wondrous place, and on the moonlit nights when the rays of the moon dance on the water, its beauty is unsurpassed. This is where Lord Krishna had performed his maiden ras. There are several ghats, and on one of them stands the Baitak of Sri Mahaprabhuji. Sri Surdas was one of the poets of Ashtasakha, and his Baitak as well as his Swarup can be seen here. Further down there is a well which was constructed by the devotees of Sri Mahaprabhuji, and Srinathji used to drink water from this well. Chandra Sarovar is also very famous because it was here that Sri Mahaprabhuji blessed his devotees with the darshan of Ras Leela and Sri Girirajji. The celebrated Govind Kund was created when King Indra performed the bathing ceremony, that is Abhishek of Lord Krishna. Once angered by the inhabitants of Vraj, Indra sent torrential rains to punish the Vrajavasis. But when he saw Krishna lift the Govardhan hill just like an umbrella, he realized he had made a big mistake. He had foolishly challenged the authority of Krishna, who was not an ordinary child but a supreme being. A holy dip in Govind Kund liberates the soul. Sri Mahaprabhuji read the Bhagavat here for 3 days at his Baitak at Govind Kund. His devotee Sri Krishnadas Meghan noticed that even birds and parrots in this place had begun to recite the Ashtasakha mantra. Navala Kund is also known as Poochhari Kund because it is considered to be the tail of Govardhan hill. Naval means ever youthful, which indicates the joyous Ras Leela of Radha and Krishna on the banks of this Kund. Apsara Kund is situated at the southernmost tip of Govardhan hill. Apsara Kund was created when the 7 main Apsaras, heavenly dancing girls, came to perform the Abhishek of Lord Krishna. Once Krishna manifested himself in the form of Lord Rama, and the cowherds took the form of the band of monkeys who had assisted Sri Ram. Harji Kund was created by the cowherd of Shrinathji because he used to protect the fields of Shrinathji. The gopis shed copious tears of love when they suffered pangs of separation from Krishna. Surabhi Kund is the place where the legendary cow Kamadhenu offered sincere prayers to Lord Krishna and asked him to forgive Indra for his offences. On hearing the fervent pleas of his great devotee Surabhi Mata, which is the other name of Kamadhenu, Krishna's heart melted and he forgave Indra for his offences. Poochari Ka Lotha is dedicated to one of Krishna's friends whose name was Lotha and who hailed from the village Poochari. The deity can be seen in a sitting position, waiting for his dear friends Krishna and Balaram to return and partake of the delicious food he had cooked especially for them. Since they were supposed to return the day after the next from Mathura, Lotha told Krishna that he would wait at the same spot without eating or drinking until they returned. To this day, Lotha is sitting at the same spot facing the road, waiting for his friends Krishna and Balaram to return from Mathura. In fact, Poochari Ka Lotha looks quite like Hanumanji, and hence the Vrajvasis consider him to be non-different from Hanuman. In fact, the pilgrims pray to him to give them strength to perform the parikrama of Govardhan Hill. Jetipura, which is 24 kilometers from Mathura, was named after Sri Madhavendra Puri, who resided there in order to worship Lord Krishna. It was also here at Jetipura that Sri Vithalnathji resided after he was appointed the head priest. The Samadhi of Sri Vithalnathji and the Betak of his father, Sri Vallabhacharya, are also right here, opposite the Mukharvind. It is here that Sri Mahaprabhuji performed an Annakoot ceremony. After having partaken of the food, Sri Mahaprabhuji was resting on the lap of his follower Sri Damodar Das Harsani when Shrinathji himself happened to come there. But alas, Sri Damodar Das told Srinathji that Sri Mahaprabhuji could not be disturbed from his sleep. Srinathji stood by watching with doting affection. He was pleased to witness Damodar Das's devotion to his Guru Sri Mahaprabhuji. Govardhan Hill is acknowledged to be the most sacred mountain and the crown jewel of Vraj. It is about 20 kilometers west of Madhuban. It is said in Srimad Bhagavat that of all the devotees, Govardhan Hill is supreme. Indeed, this hill provides Krishna and Balaram, as well as their calves, cows and cowherd friends, with every kind of necessity. Water for drinking, very soft grass, fruits, flowers and vegetables. What better form of worship of the Lord? Govardhan Hill blooms jubilantly at the merest touch of the lotus feet of Krishna and Balaram. The Vedas describe the Govardhan Hill in two different ways. First, as the greatest devotee of Lord Krishna, and second, as being non-different from Lord Krishna himself. In real life, Govardhan, with its 22-kilometer circumference, is a hilly terrain running in a southeasterly direction. A winding road encircles Govardhan that is the favored route of countless devotees who annually perform the Govardhan parikrama. The Govardhan Hill being non-different from Krishna himself, even the rocks from Govardhan are as sacred as an idol of Krishna and hence worthy of worship. So profound is this belief that no piece of stone is ever removed from the range. Govardhan Hill is envisioned to be in the shape of a peacock resting with its head tucked into its side. Its face is considered to be the Kusum Sarovar, its neck Manasi Ganga, its mouth Mukharvind, its two eyes Radha-Kund and Shyam-Kund, and the tail Navala-Kund. Sri Girirajji is offered milk and sweets every day to feed the Mukharvind Shila. The pilgrims also perform puja according to the season. During summer, the Mukharvind is bathed with rosewater and khas, while in winter it is given a Kesar Snan, in which it is bathed with saffron. Early in the morning an arati is performed, and in the evening Shringar takes place, thereby forming the Swarup of Srinathji. It is a known fact that Srinathji comes here from Nathdwara in order to give darshan to its devotees. Again an arati is performed. Later the Shringar is removed and the Lord is offered food. This particular Mukharvind is accepted by the Vallabha Sampradaya, which is presently managed by the Tilakayat Goswami Rakesh Baba, who also looks after the original deity Srinathji at Nathdwara in Rajasthan. Dandavati Shila is close to the original Mukharvind. Here, the Shringar during evenings is very similar to the one at Mukharvind. It is said that anyone who circumambulates Dandavati Shila 7 times and offers full Dandavats will be relieved of all offences that he may have inadvertently committed while performing the parikrama. Mathureshji Haveli, which holds the Swarup of Sri Govardhan Nathji, is very close to Dandavati Shila. Here one can have the darshan of Padukas of the descendants of Sri Vallabhacharya. On top of the Govardhan hill stands the Srinathji Mandir. The original deity has been moved to Nathdwara. The priests of this temple belong to the Vallabha Sampradaya. The fabled Jan Ajana Vriksha is situated on the road to Govardhan town. Sri Krishna had performed Ras here on Sharad Purnima day. Gopis who did not receive darshan of Krishna asked the trees whether they had received darshan. The tree that had had the darshan nodded and were called Jana Vriksha. The tree which did not receive darshan replied negatively and were called Ajana Vriksha. Sri Gulal Kund is located at Gantoli, which is about 3 kilometers from Jetipura. The significance of this Betak is that Shrinathji had played Holi here. Once Shrinathji asked Ramdasji to bring him some good food at Gulal Kund. Ramdasji brought the food, which Shrinathji ate as well as offered to others around. The unique practice at Gulal Kund is that Holi is played at any time of the year. Large quantities of gulal is sprinkled at the time of yatra. In this ancient village of Anior, one can visit the place where Shrinathji made his appearance. The village got its name from the famous Annakut ceremony of feeding Govardhan hill. The story goes that Krishna, in the huge form of Govardhan, was feasting on all the wonderful preparations offered by the Vrijavasis. As he ate with relish, he began snapping his fingers, saying, "Bring more, bring more." Thus the village was named Anior, meaning bring more. Anior is an important place on the parikrama path, about 3 kilometers from the Govardhan town. Sadhu Pandey, a Brahmin from Anior, used to take his cow for grazing on the hills. He noticed that this cow would go to a certain spot and discharge her milk. This fantastic claim of Sadhu Pandey was later confirmed by Sri Vallabhacharya. On removing the stones from that particular site, a live Swarup was revealed. The Acharya called this Swarup Shrinathji. Today, the 17th generation of Sri Sadhu Pandey is looking after this Betak of Sri Mahaprabhuji. The incident of Pratham Milan between Srinathji and Mahaprabhuji took place at this very same site. Moving out from Govardhan, one passes by Danaghati. At this point, the road passes through a narrow opening in the Giriraj range. Krishna and gopis, it is said, would lie in wait at this opening to intercept the gopis carrying milk, butter and curd to Mathura. The gopis would help themselves to the goodies to their heart's content. Hence the name Danaghati, which literally means the valley of bestowing bounties. Located 5 kilometers from Jetipura, Sri Girirajji's seva is performed at this temple of Danaghati, which is adorned with exquisite paintings of Lord Krishna. Manasi Ganga, a beautiful celestial lake, is the largest of all the sacred kunds found in Vraj. Situated right in the heart of Govardhan town, Manasi Ganga is considered to be non-different, in fact, even better than the river Ganges. One who bathes in the river Ganges is purified of all his sins, but one who bathes in Manasi Ganga is not only purified of his sins, but will also achieve Prema Bhakti, the highest platform of loving devotion to Sri Krishna. A dip in Manasi Ganga is highly recommended as a ritual for self-purification. This water reservoir was also used by Radha-Krushna for the water sport known as Nauka Vihar. People living around Manasi Ganga claim to have witnessed some strange sights. For example, very often the people have reported seeing a streak of milk sprouting out of the water, which stays on the surface for a few hours before disappearing. Manasi Ganga is essentially a water reservoir extending over a large area and projecting out somewhat, giving the impression that it used to be a river in the bygone days. It is surrounded on all sides by bathing ghats. On the whole, it is reminiscent of any Hindu place of pilgrimage by a river. It is most picturesque from the western end against the backdrop of the royal pavilions. The famous Shiva temple contains the deity of Chakleshwar Mahadev and is located at Chakratirtha on the banks of Manasi Ganga. There are 5 important deities, incarnations of Lord Shiva in Vraj, that are considered to be the protectors of the holy Dham, namely Gopeshwar at Vrindavan, Bhuteshwar at Mathura, Nandeshwar at Nandagaon, Kameshwar at Kamavan, and Chakleshwar here at Chakratirth. Shri Mahaprabhuji's Baithak is at Chakratirth on the banks of Manasi Ganga. When Mahaprabhuji read the Bhagavat for 7 days, Chakleshwar Mahadev used to come and listen to him. Shri Krishna meditated, and from within his mind, the river Ganges manifested itself in the form of Manasi Ganga. In other words, the Ganga was born of Krishna's mind. Kamavan is a historical place where Pandavas had stayed for some time. Of the 7 Swarups, 2 Nidhi Swarups are based here, namely Sri Madan Mohanji and Sri Gokul Chandramaji. Kamavan is situated in the Bharatpur district of Rajasthan. Vimalakund is one of the places where Sri Krishna had performed Ras. Further ahead, there is Sri Kund with the 4 Baithaks of Sri Mahaprabhuji, Sri Vithalnathji, Sri Gokulnathji and Sri Govindji. Sri Mahaprabhuji, after taking a holy dip in all the 84 kunds, had read the Bhagavat for 7 days underneath the chokar tree. Barsana is at a distance of 12 kilometers from Govardhan, where there is a temple dedicated to Sri Radhaji on the Brahma Hill. A long flight of steps from the road leads to the temple and the main courtyard. This temple, devoted to Sri Radhaji, is located on the highest point of the hill overlooking the plains. The world-famous Lootmar Holi of Barsana is celebrated here and boasts of the most riotous scenes of ecstasy. A visit to Mahaprabhuji's Baithak with a commanding view of Ghevar forests is a must. It is here that Mahaprabhuji read the Bhagavat for 7 days. One day, his disciple noticed a dead snake in the forest being attacked by innumerable ants. When he showed it to Sri Mahaprabhuji, he explained to his disciple, Damodar Das Harsani, that the snake in his previous birth had been a saint in Vrindavan who took money from his followers and did not spend it on a good cause. As a result, the followers have been born as ants and the saint as the Ajgar, a snake. Morakuti, located on a hilltop a little further down, was apparently the spot where Krishna, dressed in peacock feathers, danced to please Radhaji. Radhaji excitedly exclaimed, "More," which in local dialect means peacock. More also means mine, that is belonging to me. A small temple has been constructed on this hilltop to mark the celestial spot. Sankari Khor is a narrow passage between 2 hillocks of Brahma hills. Beyond it is Ghevar Van, which used to be a dense forest and a favorite place for the sporting leela of the divine couple. Sri Mahaprabhuji's Baithak at Sanket Van is 3 kilometers from Barsana. Here, Sri Mahaprabhuji read the Bhagavat for 7 days and Sri Sanket Devi used to come and listen to him. The Pan Sarovar Bethak of Sri Mahaprabhuji's is 5 kilometers from Sanketvan. Sri Mahaprabhuji stayed here for 6 months underneath the chokar tree. Nandarayaji then performed a puja of the chokar tree on the Dashaira day. Prem Sarovar is surrounded by green trees on all sides, which makes it a suitable place for meditation. Nandagaon, about 6 kilometers from Barsana, is located on a hill. There is a legend of Shiva associated with this place. The temple dedicated to Nanda Baba is located on top of the hill. With its 2 towers, it commands a panoramic view of the Mathura valley. About 115 steps lead to the main entrance of the temple. These idols of Krishna and Balaram are truly ancient. There is also a Shivalinga inside this temple adorned with beautiful paintings. Pili Pokhar is the largest pond in this region, surrounded by pilu trees. It was Radhaji's favorite spot. Radhaji used to anoint herself with yellow sandalwood paste before bathing, and therefore it is claimed the waters appear yellowish. Kokila Van Bethak is 5 kilometers from Nandagaon, located in the woods on the banks of Krishna Kund. Sri Mahaprabhuji read the Bhagavat here underneath the chokar tree. Mahaprabhuji is known to have fed kheer to thousands of sadhus here. Vrindavan, about 10 kilometers from Mathura, is the land of Vrinda. Vrinda is yet another name of Radharani. Bansivat is a place in Vrindavan where Sri Krishna used to come and play his flute to beckon all gopis and gopis to come and dance with him. There is a Bethak of Sri Mahaprabhuji where he explained the Subodhini to his followers. He also spoke about the importance of Vraj Bhumi to his follower Prabhudas Jalota, saying that every tree in the Vraj is the Lord's flute and the Swarup of Chatrabhuj can be seen in every single leaf. There are a total of 5 Bethaks here, including Sri Mahaprabhuji's Bethak, named after Sri Gosai Ji, Sri Gokulnath Ji, Sri Madan Mohan Ji, and Sri Damodar Das Harsani. The magic of Krishna's flute can be experienced here even today. Chandri Van is the place where Radha and Krishna were wedded under a tree. Lord Brahma himself came as the officiating priest to perform the marriage of Radha to Krishna. Seva Kunj is located adjacent to Nidhi Van. This is where Krishna would decorate Radharani's hair with flowers. Lalita once told Krishna that she was feeling very thirsty. Krishna immediately created a small kund by pressing his flute into the ground, and Lalita was thus able to quench her thirst. The kund is in the middle of a garden full of pilu trees. It is said that Radha and Krishna even today come here at night to perform the Ras Leela. That is why the garden is closed at night so as not to disturb the privacy of the divine couple. It is a known fact that people who have attempted to stay in the Seva Kunj at night have either met a tragic death or become insane. No one stays at Seva Kunj after the evening Aarti. This place gained prominence after Sri Hithari Vanshiji constructed a little shrine dedicated to Sri Radharani. Monkeys are an integral part of Seva Kunj. Banke-Bihari temple is located in Vrindavan. The Swaroop of Thakurji as seen here was revealed to Swami Haridas, a renowned exponent of devotional music. One day, while he was engrossed in singing a bhajan at Nidhivan, Haridas discovered this Swaroop of Bihariji. Later, the Swaroop was moved to its present location, where a temple was constructed in 1864. There is a tradition of decorating a bangla during summer. The entire temple is decorated with flowers which create a cooling, fragrant atmosphere. During this time, Bihariji, also known as Thakurji, performs Ras every night and hence retires late. That is also why Mangala Aarti is not performed during this period, as the Lord wakes up late in the morning. The curtains are pulled down for a short while every few minutes during darshan so that Thakurji is not struck by anybody's nazar, the evil eye. The idyllic Manasarovar lake was the favorite spot of Sri Hithari Vanshiji for meditation. Manasarovar is 6 kilometers from Bhandiravan. There is a Baitak of Mahaprabhuji here where he read the Bhagavat for 3 days. Damodar Das Harsani, a disciple of Sri Mahaprabhuji, was surprised one night when he didn't see Sri Mahaprabhuji anywhere. The reason was that Shrinathji had gone off in the middle of the night to appease Radharani, who was hurt at Shrinathji's neglect. There is a temple dedicated to Sri Radharani on the banks of the lake. Dauji, that is Balaram, is the elder brother of Krishna. This place, named after him, is located about 14 kilometers from Mathura. Dauji, who is the presiding deity of Vraj, resides here. This is the largest deity in Vraj, measuring approximately 6.5 feet in height. It is black in color. At the time of Mughal invasions, Dauji was concealed in Kshir Sagar, a kund situated behind the present temple. Even today, pilgrims perform the ritual of Dauji's handi, whereby kheer and butter with sugar are given as offerings. Gokul is full of many beautiful palaces with large imposing gates. In Gokul, Lord Krishna, full of auspicious transcendental qualities, frees the devotees who come to him with sincere devotion from the cycle of repeated births. With the blessings of Sri Yamunaji, Sri Mahaprabhuji revived Gokul spiritually. His main Baitak is situated on Govind Ghat, known as Thakurani Ghat. It was from this Baitak that the opening ceremony of Siddhanta Rahasya Granth was performed. Sri Mahaprabhuji also read the Bhagavat here. Thakurani Ghat is on the banks of Sri Yamunaji in Gokul. Sri Mahaprabhuji's first parikrama was launched from this ghat. He also recites Sri Yamunashtakam from here, which makes Thakurani Ghat an important holy place. In fact, Sri Yamunaji personally approached Mahaprabhuji in the swaroop of a beautiful goddess to guide him. It was here at Thakurani Ghat that the first Brahma Sambandha was given by Sri Mahaprabhuji to Damodar Das Harsani, his keen follower. Brahmanand Ghat is located on the banks of Yamuna. One day, when Krishna and Balram were playing with their friends, all the boys joined Balram and complained to Mother Yashoda that Krishna had eaten mud. On hearing this, Mother Yashoda scolded Krishna for having eaten mud. But when Krishna opened his mouth to show it to his mother, to her amazement, she saw the entire universe in his mouth instead of mud. At that moment, she realized that her Krishna was no ordinary child. A small temple at Brahmanand Ghat commemorates the spot where this event supposedly took place. Ramanareti, which is very close to Gokul, has a beautiful swaroop of Sri Ramana Bihari, and aratis performed here every morning and evening. Mahaprasad is offered to all the pilgrims who come here for the darshan. It is customary for the pilgrims to draw a house on the sands for Krishna to reside at night. As a child, Krishna used to crawl and play in these sands. Local children staying in the campus sing kirtans. There is a beautiful Gaushala at Ramanareti where visitors can perform cow seva. Ras Khan was a wealthy Pathan from Kabul in Afghanistan. One day he chanced to see a picture of Sri Krishna. As usual, Krishna was barefoot and Ras Khan was enchanted by his simple, charming personality. He thought to himself, if he looks so handsome without shoes, surely with shoes on he would look even better. Ras Khan therefore made a lovely pair of shoes and proceeded from Kabul to Gokul to give them to Krishna personally. In Gokul, he was fortunate to come in contact with Sri Gosaiji and became his devoted follower. Sri Gosaiji inspired him to serve Krishna with his heart and soul through Shringar, Bhog and Kirtan. Thus Ras Khan became a keen devotee of Lord Krishna, so much so that today pilgrims pay homage to his Samadhi, which is in a very picturesque surroundings with trees and flowers and peacocks strutting about. Now we come to the last spot on this 84-course yatra, after which pilgrims proceed to Vishram Ghat in Mathura, which is a very famous place of pilgrimage. It is said that he who bathes here shall acquire universal fame. Kesi Ghat is considered 100 times more sacred than the Ganges, and 100 times holier than Kesi Ghat is Vishram Ghat, where Krishna had rested after killing Kans, who had kept his parents imprisoned fearing his birth. Every morning and evening an arati of Sri Yamunaji is performed here. The Vraj Yatra starts from Vishram Ghat and also ends here. Pilgrims relinquish their vows and thank Sri Yamunaji for a successful completion of the 84-course Vraj Yatra. They perform a puja at Vishram Ghat and offer Navamanorath to Yamunaji.
अब आपके सामने सेन का पद राग केदारा में गाया जा रहा है।
के स्वामी कुंज बिहारी रंग प्रेम रंग माय चलो क्यों न दे
हरिदास के स्वामी दामा कुंज बिहारी दीजे बेमारा चलो क्यों न दे
कर दो पूजन की परछाएं चलो कौन चलो कौन चलो कौन दे कर दो हरे दास के स्वामी चलो 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 क्यों न दे ये करे दो
Lord Krishna's Leela can only be understood by his devotees. The descent of Krishna as an avatar, a divine incarnation on earth born with the purpose of uplifting mankind from unjust causes, is also nothing but his Leela. Krishna had said to Arjun in the Bhagavad Gita during the 18-day battle that he has descended on the earth to restore the religious and social order and to destroy the forces of evil that create anarchy and destruction. Krishna has appeared in many different avatars, but there is only one Krishna who is perceived in many different forms through the eyes of the devotee. He is the one who stays in Golok. He is Narayan of Vaikuntha. He is Mahavishnu. He is the divine mischievous child of Vrindavan and Vraj, the Yogeshwar of the Mahabharata and the king of Dwarka. And in all these various roles, Krishna has displayed supernatural powers. Every year, lakhs of pilgrims come thronging to Lord Krishna's kingdom of Dwarka in Gujarat. Krishna's Dwarkadhish Swarup is more than 5,000 years old. The Swarup of Dwarkadhish is beautiful and jhankis like Mangala, Shringar, Rajbhog, Uthapan, Bhog, Sandhya Arati and Shayan are open to his devotees. The dhwaja of Dwarakadhish temple is in a triangular shape. This audiovisual presentation has a profoundly religious significance. We are thankful to the audience for surrendering themselves to the divine spell throughout the presentation. Lord Krishna was an artist of the highest order, well versed in dance and music. No wonder then that his devotees have, down the ages, tried to pay homage to their beloved deity Krishna with various forms of fine arts, with music and dance in particular, keeping alive this rich heritage and tradition. It will never end. It will never end. It will never end. Jai Shri Krishna.